I am Jane, and I'm from Cross River State. I'm here to testify to the goodness of God, first on my son. I have a 4-year-old son who stutters so much that it was affecting him in everything. To talk is a problem. Then he becomes so silent. If you ask him something and he wants to explain and he cannot, he will just keep quiet. Then later he will not tell you, okay, mommy, this is what I wanted to say. He will struggle and then bring the words out. It affected him in academic and even where his peers are. If he's there, he will just be quiet. And I know that I have vibrance in my blood. And I wanted him to be so vibrant because this boy loves singing. When he can sing, when his voice is clear, he will sing. And I told God that, please, I know that this boy can sing. And I don't want this tamarind to become something that will block him from his destiny tomorrow. Maybe your call for him is to sing. So please, help me with this boy so that his voice will be clear. I relocated down to Abuja, January 7th. I came to this place and I joined the fasting and prayer. On Sunday, after that 7th, I came to this church. This was the clothes I wore. I was at the overflow. I cried like never before. And then, after the service, I brought him to this altar. And my daughter, we knelt down here, we prayed, we left. We prayed for a lot of things and then we left. After we left, we started attending this church full time. And then, my son, I just discovered that everything changed. From the Mighty Arrow, where he attended his own service, when I go to pick him, they will be like, your son is amazing. He's the one leading us in songs. He's the one giving us songs to sing. I was like, seriously, my son? I was happy. I said, okay, God, you have done number one. His academic is remaining. We got to school, and this boy grade, I will ask the teacher, this boy is left you. I hope he's doing well. He said, no, don't worry, he's doing well. This last term, this boy came back with grades of distinction all through. I was like, God, you could do this for me. And at home, he doesn't speak clearly. If you ask him anything, in fact, he's the one talking too much even in our house right now. And when you ask him anything, he will explain in full. He will tell me, mommy, I am the man of the house. I'll be like, yes, that's my son. And no more stutter. Good grade in school. My second testimony is about myself. I came to this Abuja, like I said, January. And I started looking for job. I said, God, I left this place 6 years ago to raise a family. And since then, I have been just doing menial jobs. Though I registered a company and I don't have the funds to push it through. I said, God, I'm back. I want to just start working so that I can be able to raise a future for my children. My kids should not suffer. And because I know the kind of suffering we've been through, me and my kids. Sometimes I won't eat. I will just say that, let them just eat. I will sleep. And I find it difficult. I had a pattern that was going on. Before I came down to this place, God asked me to leave where I was. God told me to relocate. And I followed that word. I said, God, how you will do it, I don't know, but I'll relocate. And I got to Abuja. When I got here, I came to this altar. I said, God, you said I should relocate. I'm here now. Do what you know how to do. Only you I have. And when I came here, I started applying for jobs. Brethren, I will get to the job interview. I will get to where they are interviewing me. And they will just tell me, okay, the position you applied for, we are giving it to another person. And you are not, they won't even interview me. I'll be like, what? Then I kept going for interview. A pattern was following me because whenever I want to go for an interview, a sibling will send me a message telling me that when we graduated from school, I'm the last born. I was the first person to get a job and I was doing well. That when I was doing well, I was helping them. It was pride. That now that I'm down to my low, that they are going to see how I will grow past this. That I should know that I'm the last born. That I'm not supposed to be bigger than the first ones. I'll be like, what is this? And then the pattern continued. Now, how I discovered that it was a pattern is this. If I stay 2 weeks without going for an interview, none of them will text me. None of them will call me and say anything. But the very day I'm going for an interview, I will receive a text message or a voice note from them saying 1, 2, or 3 things that would destabilize me. And the moment I get to that interview, they will not interview me. Or when they interview me, they will just tell me, you are not qualified, go home. I started having low self-esteem. That I started applying for lesser jobs. I said, God, just give me a job. You know, I have 2 kids. I want to feed them. Give me a job so that I will feed these 2 kids. And my kids, I will always say they are my backbone. They will pray with me because you have helped us to raise mighty arrows. That name is not in vain. You have helped us to raise mighty arrows. And then I came to this church on Monday. I told God that I dressed up as if I was going to work. My kids asked me, Mommy, do you have a job? I said, yes, so I'm going to job. I have a job now. Which job? I said, hey, don't worry. When I come back, I will tell you. I got to this place, and that day was naming ceremony. Pastor prayed. I prayed. I removed 3 CV. I removed 3 CVs. And I told God, I'm going to have 3 offers. And out of these 3 offers, I'll be the one to choose. They won't be the one to choose for me. I'll be the one to choose from them. After the naming ceremony, I went for an interview. As I was going, I received a mail I should go for an interview. I went, the lady saw me. On my way going to that interview, a sibling of mine texted me again. He said, you once owed me, and I didn't remember to tell you. Don't think I have forgotten. I will show you. Even if it means me to go diabolical. Pastor, I lost my mom last year, and after that, there was an hatred. They felt, my mom left my house 8 days before she died. And they felt that maybe I didn't take care of her well before she died. But when before my mom passed, my mom told me to pack all the drugs I bought for her. She kept the sachet, I don't know why. And she went to give it to them and told them that I took care of her. But from then, there was an hatred over my life that I am the one that killed their mom. And that was how all those negativities started. So when I received that message on Monday, I said, devil, you come late this time around. It will not happen. This pattern would break today. After that day, I went for that interview, and the lady just said, I don't think I will interview you. Go. I was like, why? She said she don't have any explanation. I left. I came back to church from there, direct to church. I said, God, no, this one will not repeat again. Tuesday, I had another interview. I went for that interview with the CVs I blessed from this altar. I went for that interview. They said, give me your CV. I gave them that CV. They collected it. And they said, okay, tell us about yourself. And when I started talking, the lady was like, hold on. This position is too small for you. Hold on. I was like, okay. Just go outside and wait for us. They interviewed others. I came back inside and they said, we want you to be... I applied as executive assistant. And they told me, we want you to be our business developer. I was like, wow. I said, okay, fine. Since I've not received a mail from them, I said, okay, let me go for another interview that they sent me mail. I went there again as an accountant, as a cashier, and they gave me the general manager of that organization. The lady said, your experience is too much. And even though your CV is not really telling the experience, what you know is more than what your CV is carrying. And I remember that Papa said that in one of the service, he said we should go extra. He said in that service that the 10 virgins, that we should go extra. We should go with our extra. So when I went for that interview, I went with my extra. And God, from a cashier, they gave me a position of the general manager. I said, okay. They said, oh, they will send me a mail. I said, I'm waiting for your mail. I went for another interview on Thursday again. And they said, I applied as a cashier too. And they told me, no, we are not going to be a cashier because what you know is more than what your CV is carrying. You didn't even put all this experience you are saying in your CV. And they said, we want to make you our accountant. I was like, wow, this is only the hand of God, because after Pastor renamed me in this altar, everything changed. And now, as I'm talking to you, I have 3 offers to make choice by myself. And I have made a choice. On Sunday, I was in this church shouting, because I would shout, this is I'm the one to choose, not them to choose for me. And as I'm talking to you, I'm resuming tomorrow. And the pattern have been broken, because as it stands, I am no longer that person they said. What God can